रामो राजमणिः सदा विजयते रामं रमेशं भजे रामेण निशाचरचमो रामाय तस्मै नमः रामानास्ति परायणं परतरम् रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम् रामे चित्तलयः सदा भवतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर श्रीराम शरणं समस्तजगतां रामं विना का गतिः रामेण हन्यते कलिमलं रामाय तस्मै नमः रामानस्य कालभीमभुजगो रामस्य सर्वं वशे रामे चित्तिरमण्डिता भवतु मे भो त्वमेवाश्रयः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So in the Rama Gita, we have seen how Sri Rama is doing the Mahavakya Vichara. Why? To arrive at the oneness, vision of oneness, which is the Jiva Ishvara Aikya Jnanam. Yeah? That is the ultimate vision called as the non-difference. No? When I see differences and when I have Dvaita Drishti, then there is a problem, there is samsara. Dvaitadhi bhayam bhavati, says the Taittiriya Upanishad. So, that Mahavakya was, the Tattvam Asi Mahavakya was taken up. And then Sri Rama also analyzed the 3 bodies and then the 5 koshas. No? So, what is common that we are seeing in all our studies is what? The Shastra will employ a number of prakriyas. No? What is a prakriya? A teaching tool, a methodology, a teaching tool. Now, we have seen a number of prakriyas, no? What have we seen in these Rama Gita texts? Sharira Traya Viveka Prakriya. Yeah? That is how Shastra says that there are these 3 bodies, but all of them are Vyabhicharati, arriving and departing. They are subject to time. They are intelligently put together. They are like a unit, you know, they are assemblage. So you can't be that. And that was Avastatraya Viveka Prakriya. And then the same 3 bodies can be viewed as the 5 layers of a human personality. That is Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya Kosha. Again, same logic. Yeah, I told you the Kosha means a cover. Yeah. Now, you know, you would have sometimes searched for your phone, right? You're looking for the phone all over. And it is underneath your hand towel. Yeah. And you think you've lost it, somebody has stolen it, you know, that is a kosha. Okay. And so here it is as though Sri Rama says each of these layers as though cover the Atma. But they are really covering what? My intellect. They're covering my knowledge of Atma. Who can cover Atma? Nothing. In fact, they are born of Atma, isn't it? They are manifestations of Atma Tattvam, Brahma Atma. So nothing can cover the limitless Atma. Yeah. But we saw in the Pancha Koshas that how each kosha was analyzed and then negated. Yeah. Negated why? For the same reason, subject to time. And like Annamaya Kosha is Annarasena Bhavati. It is born of Annarasam. It is sustained by Annam and goes back to Annam. Then Pranamaya is subtler, Anyontara Pranamaya Asti. Taittiriya Upanishad says, Pranamaya, your vital sheath, is the Atma of Annamaya Kosha. Then Manomaya Kosha is even subtler, is the Atma of the outer two. Then Vijnanamaya Kosha, Buddhi, is even more subtle. It governs the mind also. And finally, Anandamaya Kosha is, the causal Shariram, which is what is generating the subtle and the gross bodies. So Pancha Kosha Viveka is again, all the 5 koshas were analyzed and then negated, not physically. Can we, switch off any one of these layers of personality? Except in deep sleep. But otherwise, you can't remove a body or you can't shed a layer. So cognitive dropping. Yeah? Then what are the other prakriyas we saw? Drik Drishya. Drik Drishya, there's a whole text on that, Prakarana. Drik Drishya is, I am the seer. No, you are the experiencer. Drikeva, natu drishyam. Whatever you can observe, you cannot be it. So you can take up anything, whatever you observe. That is object of observation. You cannot be that. That's a powerful prakriya, drikdrishya prakriya. Then adhyaropa apavada. That is, if you see this nama rupas and the jagat, they are like a superimposition on the tattvam. So again, we have to do neti neti and then perceive the subtlety of atma. Then karana karya prakriya is what? That is, the one Brahma Jagat Karanam has manifested as infinite karyams, products. Yeah. So you can't be a product. You can't be the effect. So again, you are negated. So like this, there are a number of prakriyas, and we are going to see a very familiar prakriya today, which we have already seen in Kathopanishad, but it's coming in Rama Gita, and that is Avastha Traya Sakshi Prakriya. So what is common in all these prakriyas? Neti neti. Neti neti is another prakriya actually, but it means na iti, na iti. I am not this, I am not that. Whatever you can say, this phone, this bottle, this table, you are not that. So why don't you do that for your body and mind? But what's the problem? I am having the aham vritti in my body and mind being very, very close. I say aham idam. No, shariram aham, manas aham. I'm not able to say idam. No, Krishna has said that. No, idam shariram kaunteya. I say idam. And then that's how you can objectify everything. And then what remains is Atma, which is distinct from the 3 bodies and 5 koshas. And we're going to see 3 avasthas also. Atma kaha, Tattvabodha definition. Stula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharirat, Vyatiriktaha, Panchakosha, Titaha, Avasthatraya, Sakshi, Satchidananda, Atma, San. It is described as Satchit Ananda Sarupaha. Okay. So now, you see that the problem is really my identification with the bodies, yeah, with the koshas. And I say I am fat, I am dark, I am short or too tall, I'm unhealthy, I'm mortal, I'm sick. Yeah, all these identifications with the koshas, they are very swabhavik. If I'm short and fat, I will say that, right? What is the problem there? The problem is it doesn't stop with that. These conclusions lead to samsara. Yeah. And I become a struggling, suffering, sad Jivatma because of these conclusions. Yeah. So that is what Shastra is pointing out, that at every level, at the level of prana, you begin to see, that lack of vitality in the vital sheath, or some problem in the physical annamaya kosha, or you distance yourself from the mind and say, there is an unhappy situation, or a happy situation, but I'm not sukhi or dukhi because of that. Yeah. Or buddhi level, I say, I am ignorant, I want to become famous, I want to do this, I regret, why did I not do that? What am I going to do in life? So all these, we are all kind of trapped in some kosha or the other. So the only way to disentangle is by Viveka. And that is what Shastra is showing us here, that at every level I have to apply the Viveka. In the Dakshinamurti Stotram, the fifth one, I think, fifth shloka was what? Deham pranamapindriyanyapi chalam buddhim cha shunyam viduhu स्त्रीबालान्धजडोपमा स्वहमिति भ्रान्ता भृशंवादिनः मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमहा व्यामोहसंहारिणे तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. So it says that deham pranam api manas buddhi shunyam. See, we are as good as shunyam in the causal sharira. Yeah. But the people who think they are the deha, they are as good as manas, as good as prana, as good as buddhi, having all these conclusions, are immature balaha, childish, immature minds. So my salutations unto Dakshinamurti, who destroys the Mahamoha. Mahamoha is taking these anatma entities or their attributes to be myself. So unto the one who destroys the Mahamoha, yeah, which is due to Mahamaya. Yeah, Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpita Mahavyama Samharine. The one who does Samhara. Who is going to do Samhara? Dakshinamurti, Guru. Yeah. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. So now the next we saw in 31. What did we see in 31? The koshas, right? So I have to claim what? The knowledge of the crystal clear like Atma Tattvam, but which appears to have got all these attributes transferred, like the hibiscus color red. So like that, all the koshas and the bodies appear to transfer their gunas, their attributes, to the Atma Tattvam. But Atma Tattvam is changeless, like the crystal. Yeah. And so by Viveka, cognitively, I have to separate the two. Yeah. That is what we saw already in 31. Okay. Then Sri Rama is going to now tell that unless we do this, unless we drop these adhyasa means superimpositions, these erroneous conclusions, then samsara will continue. So I have to gain the knowledge of the crystal clear like Atma Tattvam, and also of the Anatma. Because if I don't know what is Anatma, how can I drop it? Yeah. So that is what we are doing in these verses. Okay. So now let us look at the 32nd shloka, which is the new shloka, I think, where we are going to see the next prakriya, which is avasthatraya sakshi prakriya. Okay. बुद्धेस्त्रिविधा वृत्तिरपीह दृश्यते बुद्धेस्त्रिविधा वृत्तिरपीह दृश्यते त्रिधा बुद्धेस्त्रिधा वृत्तिरपीह दृश्यते स्वप्नादिभेदेन गुणत्रयात्मनः स्वप्नादिभेदेन गुणत्रयात्मनः अन्योन्यतोऽस्मिन् व्यभिचारतो मृषा अन्योन्यतोऽस्मिन् व्यभिचारतो मृषा नित्ये परे ब्रह्मणि केवले शिवे नित्ये परे ब्रह्मणि केवले शिवे together one time बुद्धे स्त्रिधा वृत्तिरपीह दृश्यते स्वप्नादिभेदेन गुणत्रयात्मनः अन्योन्यतोऽस्मिन् व्यभिचारतो मृषा नित्ये परे ब्रह्मणि केवले शिवे. So this is going to talk about the next prakriya, which is avasthatraya sakshi prakriya. We have seen that in Kathopanishad, in Kaivalyopanishad, in Tattvabodha, and here and there in the Gita also. I must have definitely mentioned it. So since there are a couple of new students here, I will address the whole prakriya, and the others, for the others it will be a good revision. Okay. So buddhehe त्रिधा वृत्तिः अपि इह दृश्यते. Simple sandhis. स्वप्नादि भेदेन गुणत्रयात्मनः अन्योन्यतः अस्मिन् व्यभिचारतः मृषा नित्ये परे ब्रह्मणि केवले शिवे. So now this is going to talk about the three states of mind. Okay, so buddhehe tridha, which means shashti, for the buddhi. Buddhi means mind. Okay, for the mind, tridha, there are these three vritti. Vrittihi api iha drishyate. Now see, vritti has got many meanings again. Vritti means if in Sanskrit scholars will say, what vritti are you pursuing? That means what is your profession? Profession is a vritti, or your thought is a vritti, or your conduct and whatever you're doing is a vritti. A state is a vritti. It's a very contextual word. So here, buddhehe tridha vrittihi api iha drishyate. So Rama is saying that for the mind or for the buddhi, there are these three vrittis. Three kinds, tridha, three kinds of vritti, or three kinds of states. And we know what they are, drishyate. What are they? Waking, dream, deep sleep. Yeah, Jagrat, Swapna, and Sushupti. We are very familiar with these three states, which we go through every single day. Yeah, and they are rotating. That is the first line. Buddhehe tridha vrittihi api iha drishyate. Iha means actually in our life, in our bodies, we see this constant rotating three states of the mind. Okay. And second line is actually describing it. Swapnadi bhedena. These different states are swapna adi. That means Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Swapna in bhedena means in the form of these three states. Okay. And what else? Gunatrayat manaha. Gunatrayat manaha being shashti, it goes with the buddhehe. Buddhehe gunatrayat manaha tridha vrittihi iha drishyate. Yeah. So the state is threefold for the buddhi, which is governed by the three gunas. Okay. Now, three gunas is also maybe a new topic for some beginners here. So just a few lines on that. The three gunas are sattva, rajas, and tamas. Okay. And in the Gita, chapter 14 describes it in great detail. So sattva guna is the guna that is the most superior guna of lightness, of knowledge, contentment, peace, and above all, viveka. So, sattva guna is, right now we are all in the sattva guna, I think, because we are, understanding Vedanta, which we cannot understand if we are not in a sattvic frame of mind. Yeah. But then the mind can become rajasic. We can be physically present here, but the mind can be at the wedding that you attended. What are they doing now? நான் வந்து இங்க உட்காந்துருக்கேன்னு அங்க என்ன பண்றாளோ? That is called rajas, when the mind goes away. Okay, and then you are dreaming or daydreaming or even listening to Vedanta. What will happen? Intellect will get tired, and these prakriyas, sukshma, sthula, sharira, and tamas. So tamas is bound to come. These will rotate, and every day and everywhere. Okay. Now we see, now the rajas is going to end in the cosmos in a few hours, and then the darkness of the night is the tamoguna in prakriti. Yeah. So swapnadi bhedena gunatrayatmanaha. So for the buddhi, which is also gunatraya, and the buddhi we have just seen in the previous shlokas, how this entire body, mind, prana, the 10 sense organs, they're all put together intelligently by Maya. And Maya is Trigunatmika. And then the 5 elements, they are also Trigunatmika. So our Anatma bodies are all Trigunatmika. Okay. So that is why the buddhi goes through the 3 states. Yeah. Now, why 3 states and not 4 or 2 states? Because 3 gunas. And at any time, 1 guna will be dominant and the other 2 will be suppressed. Okay. And each guna is valuable. Yeah. But we have to keep it in balance. Now, sattva guna is maximum really in the waking state. It should be, rather. Yeah? Because in the waking state, we are fully awake. All the faculties are available. And this is the only state where we are going to learn. Learning mode. Yeah. We can approach a guru, do shravanam, maranam, nididhyasanam only in jagrata avastha. So this is the sattvic guna. Yeah. Supposed to be. Then the dream state, what happens? The dream state is when the jagrat avastha is no more there. Then the body is still, but the mind is active. So that is a definite sign of rajas. Yeah. Now, the mind, how does the mind project a dream world? Because in the Jagrata Avastha, what did we do? We experienced lot of activities we did. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, data entered through the Jnanendriyani, we responded through the Karmendriyani, and we did lot of activities, and they all left behind an impression, vasanas. Recording stage is the Jagrata Avastha. Now, in the dream state, what happens? We are no more kartas. We are bhoktas, rather, kind of bhoktas, because now we are going to experience the replay mode. Replay mode. That is, the vasanas stored in the chittam will be projected by the power of Maya in the mind. So the mind becomes the dream objects. So there is a dream world. There is a dream subject, object, dream experiences, dream vyavahara, dream transactions, dream hunger, food, profession, everything, all in the dream mode. And so the dream mode is by the power of Maya, and which teaches us that life is also dream-like. Ramana Maharishi has said that this waking life that you take for so real, this is a long dream, longer than the dream of a few minutes you had last night. Yeah. Now, why do the wise people call the waking life a dream? It's not a dream, a dream-like. Because they say that this is the dream of, this is a sleep of avidya. You are still sleeping because you are awake only to the vyavaharika reality. You are awake to your senses, the bodies, and you're constantly engaged in how to protect the body, and when should I meet this person, that person, and the life of enjoyment. General majority, I'm saying, not all of you. This is the avidya nidra. So to wake up from the dream-like life to the super waker is the point of our study here. But anyway, coming back to the dream. So the dream teaches us what? That it is not absolutely real. Now, while dreaming, is it real for you? Yes, definitely. While I'm dreaming, I am enjoying the samosa. I am listening to my dream guru. I am going on a dream yatra. I would have gone to Ayodhya and back also last night. Who knows? No? And without having got onto a plane, without visa, no security, nothing. Anything is possible in a dream. Yeah, it's very real for the dream. But for a jnani, there are some yogis and jnanis, they are very aware and wakeful even during the dream. So during the dream, they have so much command over the nature, that is anatma nature, that they're able to have the awareness, oh, this is just a dream. Not so for us, right? This is just a dream, they will think, and this is not really happening to me. I'm not really suffering in the dream. So that is what the dream teaches us, that this Vyavaharika Satyam that we take to be very real, there is something above and beyond this. No? That is the Atma Tattvam. So the dream teaches us the Mithyatvam of waking world. Yeah. And of course, the dream teaches us that there is the power of Maya, the wondrous power of Maya that can make the impossible possible. Okay. Then what happens when the mind dreams and dreams? Finally, the mind also gets tired and then drops to the most wonderful state, that is deep sleep state. And the deep sleep state is when we are all in the karana shariram, causal body, when there is no subject object division, there is no vyavahara, no world, no time, no space, no you and me. That is called nirvikalpaka state. Nirvikalpaka means no options, no vikalpas. Yeah. So that means even a baby or Modi ji, and presidents, prime minister, beggars, boss, employee, they're all enjoying the same state of undifferentiated, blissful sleep. As the Shastra says, the blind will no longer feel they're blind in the deep sleep. If you have a toothache in the Jagrat Avastha, you will be free from that in the deep sleep. If you are poor in the waking state or rich, you can be the other way around in the deep sleep. That is the magic of deep sleep. And we know how beneficial it is. All the impressions we gathered in the other two states, are all archived by the Chittam, like the excellent library manager. Everything is organized and archived, and then rejuvenation happens at the tissue cell level, and everything, it's like a therapy, deep sleep, So many doctors would advise that, you get good sleep. Good sleep is important for weight loss also. What to speak about all these benefits, So now the thing is, who was awake, who dreamt, and who slept? Not Atma. So Atma cannot, wake up because it cannot sleep and much less dream. Yeah, Atma is the constant presence in all the three states. So Atma assumes the form of Vishwaha. Vishwaha in the Jagrita Avastha, Taijasa in the dream Avastha, and Pragnyaha in the deep sleep state. And also, modern research, interestingly tells us that, let's say we are awake now. In a few hours, 4-5 hours, we want to go to sleep. But you cannot dream right away. Why? Because one has to die to the waking personality first. So research tells us, even our own Shastra, that first we will enter into deep sleep. Then from the deep sleep, you wake up to a dream. Then from the dream, you go back to sleep, and then you wake up. So it seems there are 5 such cycles in a 6-hour sleep cycle. in the night. Yeah. And if for some reason this cycle is disturbed, then we will get up, very in a disturbed state of mind. But if you follow the natural rhythm, then let's say you sleep at 11 and get up at 5:30, then you will be recharged. Yeah, there's a circadian rhythm, they talk about. So anyway, coming back to those, the people there. So right now we are all Vishwas. Yeah, Vishwa means full blown awake people. And where there is a very strong individuality, subject object duality is there. I am so and so. Then in the dream, also I am so and so, but some other person, I may be the Prime Minister of Australia. Okay. In the deep sleep, neither, nothing. And because there is no individuality in the deep sleep state, there is Anandam. Yeah. So what does it show? Swamiji will say, to be happy, you don't have to do anything. Just have to go to deep sleep. We try so much to be happy in life, isn't it? So what is the truth? To be unhappy, you have to do things. Get into arguments, and then, like I tried to prepare the payasam yesterday. Yesterday, I tried to prepare one milk payasam, and it nearly turned out to be a disaster. But finally, it turned out well for Sri Rama, by Rama's grace, and we all enjoyed. 2 hours it took me, and 2 packets of milk, and then I got only so much. So wherever there is Dvaitam, Dvaitam, there is bound to be some sense of struggle and limitedness. I'm insignificant. I want to do something, I can't succeed. And what I'm having, I'm not happy with it. But deep sleep state, what does it show us? You don't need anything to be really happy, peaceful, and secure, because that's who you really are. That is your Swarupaha. That is the valuable teaching of deep sleep. But then, can we remain in deep sleep forever just because it is Ananda Swarupa Atma? No. Why? Karma will wake us up. It's not the alarm clock. And that is why when we are asleep in the morning, why do we press the snooze button? We want to sleep for 10 minutes more, 20 minutes more, because everybody wants that Anandam. We don't want to voluntarily get into samsara, but we have to get up. Karma continues. Then what happens? I'm getting identified with the body, with the mind, sense organs, my roles, and then the tension, everything begins, and rajas and everything. So this shloka here is talking about the 3 avasthas, and we go through the 3 bodies. So Tattva Bodha defines it very nicely. What is the Jagrat avastha? Sthula Sharira, Sthula Sukshma Sharira Abhimani. The one who is identified with the Sthula Shariram and Sukshma Shariram. They're all available to us. Then who is a dreamer? Taijasaha. The one who is a Sukshma Sharira Abhimani. Identified only with the Sukshma Sharira. No more Sthula. And what happens in the causal state? Karana Sharira is there, no? Yeah. Neither Sthula nor Sukshma. One is in the Karana Sharira. That is, you are identified with the Moola Avidya. Yeah. That is, there is ignorance. Yeah. There is ignorance, and you are there. You are there because you say, I don't know where I am. On waking up, you say, I don't know where I was, but I slept well. So you were there, but there was no experience. Okay. That is a state of deep sleep. Yeah. Now, which state do we want the most? All 3 in balanced measures, and dream also, there's a lot of psychology involved in dream. They say that in dream, there's a lot of symbolism. If you see a snake, that stands for something, like psychologists will tell you that stands for your fear of karma. So you can somehow, address that issue in your life. So they're all useful in their own ways. But the most useful for a mumukshu is Jagrat Avastha. We are going to get moksha only in the Jagrat Avastha. The Swamiji will say, others will get moksha when we are asleep. Because we will not disturb them. Okay, so when we go to sleep, we in fact get moksha from ourselves. When we are awake, doesn't our mind trouble us? Constantly you're thinking, you're worrying, you're anxious, we are not able to switch off the mind. But in deep sleep, effortlessly, Maya does it for us. Okay. So these are the three states which we go through every day. Then the third line here, Anyonyataha abhicharataha. Let me explain that. Anyonyataha means they are mutually exclusive. The three states, you can have only one at any time. One state will negate the other two. That's called anyonyataha, mutually. Anyonyataha abhicharataha. Vyabhicharataha, sorry. Vyabhichara means change. Vyabhichara. So vyabhicharataha is that tasil pratyaya because of vyabhichara, because of changing, mutually changing. Waking state cancels the other two. Dream cancels the other two. Sleep will cancel waking and dream. You can only be in one state at any time. That's called anyonyataha vyabhicharaha. And vyabhicharataha means because of that, what? That small word, mrisha. Mrisha means false. But in the context of Vedanta, we won't say false. We will say relative satyam, mithya. Mrisha is another word for mithya. And mithya is not false. Mithya is mithya body. Is it false? No. Very tangible. Mithya world, it's there. But it does not have an absolute status. That's the definition of mithya. Okay. So mrisha is another word for that. So did you get the third line? Anyonyataha asmin. Asmin I'll explain. Vyabhicharataha mrisha. So these three states which are there for the buddhi or the mind, which are seen every day, and the mind which is trigunatmika, they are anyonyataha vyabhicharaha. They are mutually exclusive and hence mrisha. They are mithya. They are mithya. And then what? Last line. Asmin nitye pare brahmani kevale shive. So they appear, they are happening in the background of that nityam, param, brahma, kevalam, shivam, asmin. Asmin means in that. No? So here we can take that example of the movie. No? In the movie, you have a screen, right? Background screen on which a movie is projected. Okay. Then in the movie, you have different scenes. Okay. Now, those scenes, none of them, is affecting the screen. But without the screen, you cannot watch a movie. So here, that last line is referring to the screen-like, stationary, unaffected, changeless witness. Nitye, pare, brahmani, kevale, shive, asmin, and in that, which means, in the background of that Supreme Brahma, these three states are happening. Okay. Now, each word, I'm sure you know, Nityam is eternal, Param is supreme, Brahmani, Brahma is the limitless, Kevala is the pure, crystal-like. Nothing can affect the Atma. And Shivam is Satyam Shivam Sundaram, auspicious Shivam. So Asmin you take from the third line and put it in the fourth. Asmin, that is in that supreme, eternal, limitless, auspicious Brahma Tattvam. By the power of Maya, the three states are arriving, departing, changing constantly. And along with that, the individual, Vishwaha, Taijasaha, and Prajnaha. In the Dakshinamurti Stotram, number 7, the shloka, you can chant it with me. That is, Balyadishvapi Jagradadishu Tatha Sarvasvavastha Swapi Vyavritta Svanuvartamanamahamittyantam Spurantam Sada Swapanam Prakati Bhajatam Yo Mudraya Bhadraya Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. So in that shloka, what did we see? Shankaracharya, who has composed it, says, Balya Dishu. We have all the stages of life. We were boys and girls, then youth, then we became, older, and then maybe married, and then parent, then grandparent, then senior citizen. Balya Dishu. Then Jagrat Avasthasu. Then these three states are happening every day. And in all these stages, what is common? The invariable I. You say, look at me in the photo album. I am that boy. Then I'm the young man, the teenager. I'm that professional. I am the groom. Then I am the father. And so on. I continues. That is the invariable I, underlying all the changing states of life, stages of life, and avasthas. Vishwaha, Tejasaha, and Prajnaha. Yeah. And so what is the third line there? Swatmanam prakati karoti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya mudraya. So the one who holds that most bhadram mudra. Bhadra means auspicious. The auspicious chin mudra, unto that Dakshinamurti salutations, who clears this mix-up and confusion between the Atma I and the Anatmas that come and go. Yeah. So all these Anatma. No. Yeah, a good question. Well, Lakshmi is, who's the I? So we have heard this before, that who is the I that goes through these three states of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, or boyhood, adulthood, parenthood. Yeah, you can say the Jiva. No? The Jiva who is identified with the bodies. No? The young jiva, young body like Ramalalla is that jiva. Then it grows, But here it is talking about the Atma I. The Atma I na vyabhicharati, does not change. Yeah. So we are through all these prakriyas. What are we doing? We want to shift the I notion from Anatma I to Atma I. Now, but what is the problem? Problem is we are kind of stuck with this body, right? Stuck with the body, this kind of mind and parentage, of course, nationality, and then we are also stuck with our karma. Yeah, so how can I remove the bodies and the karma? I cannot. It is swabhavikam. Yeah. So the next shloka, next verse is going to talk about the solution. Yeah. Sri Rama is going to say, obviously, we can't do any physical dropping. Yeah. It is all about cognitive viveka. Let us read the next shloka. Dehendriya prana manaschidatmana. Dehendriya prana manaschidatmana. Dehendriya prana manaschidatmana. Dehendriya prana manaschidatmana. Sanghada jasram parivartate dhiyaha. Sanghadajasram parivartate dhiyaha. Vrittistamo moolataya gnalakshana. Vrittistamo moolataya gnalakshana. यावत् भवेत् तावदसौ भवोद्भवः. यावत् भवेत् तावदसौ भवोद्भवः. Together one time. Dehendriya prana manaschidatmana. Sanghadajasram parivartate dhiyaha. Vrittistamo moolataya gnalakshana. Yavat bhavet tavadasau bhavobhavaha. Yeah. So now Sri Rama is going to say, unless we claim this higher nature, Atma Jnanam, unless we gain that, if you want moksha, liberation, if you want a permanent solution to be happy, peaceful, secure, then you have to have this viveka, Atma, Anatma, Viveka. That is the main gist of this shloka. Now let's look at it word by word. Deha, Indriya, Prana, Manas, Chidatma. First line. And Chidatmanam is the Shashti Bahuvachanam. Yeah, Sanskrit students can easily find out. So what is this referring to? The Anatma bodies. Deha is body, Indriya is sense organs, Buddhi is not there, Manas is mind, Prana is the energy, and Chidatma. Now, all these are, we have seen in earlier verses, intelligently manufactured, we can say, or put together by the power of Maya, Trigunatmika Maya. Then what is Chidatma? Very important word, we all know it. Chidatma is Jivatma. Just another word. See, what is Chit? Sat Chit Ananda, we say, is the original pure consciousness. Okay? That is Chit. So when that Chit has a abhasa, is reflected in a Sukshma Shariram, it is Chidatma or Chidabhasa. Two words for the same thing. Just like your reflection in a mirror. Your original face gets reflected in the mirror. Okay? Now, do you put makeup on the mirror reflection or on your original face? Yeah, that means you did not mistake the reflection to be you. Yeah, you only took the help of a mirror to adjust your hairstyle or your whatever bindi on waking up. Yeah? But here the Chidatma is the reflection of the original consciousness in my mind. Then what happens? That Chidatma, there will be an I notion. Aham vritti. Aham vritti with respect to the mind. Okay, this is me. This body, mind, the sense organs, and the way I think and behave, this is who I am. Aham vritti has come in the sentient mind. Now, the sentient mind is that which has borrowed the sentience from the original consciousness, right? So now is it clear? Chidatma is the sentient mind, yeah, which has now the notion of I. In other words, you can say ahankara also. Ahankara. Ahankaroti. No, this is I, the I thought. Okay. And the rest of it, Deha, Indriya, Prana, Manas, and all that. That is what second line, Sanghata. Sanghata means assemblage, aggregate. Yeah. Like, a composite aggregate. Yeah. So Sanghata. Then Ajasram. Ajasra means constantly, uninterruptedly. Then Parivartate. Parivartate means it presents. Yeah. So wherever there is this composite aggregate, there is, this all the elements put together. Yeah. The factory unit and the Chidatma, the sentient mind. Then what? Dhiyaha vrittihi parivartate. That let me explain. Dhiyaha means for the dhi, Shashti. Okay. So dhiyaha is, dhi means intellect or mind. See, here we have to use the same understanding. Buddhi, mind, dhi and all is the one mind. So then what happens? For the mind, there will be a vrittihi. That vrittihi is I notion. But this I notion is the small I. This is the individual I, aham vritti. Huh? Anatma I, correct. The I identified with this Anatma Sanghata in aggregate. Yeah. So Ramana Maharishi, Shivananda Maharaj, and all, they will helpfully tell us you make, call the Atma I as I square or I, or put capital I for that and put a small I with a dot for Anatma I. Either way, you can decide. But really speaking, they are one. Yeah, but they are separated due to ignorance. Yeah, in my mind, that is sentient, there is a notion that this is who I am. And so this separate individual existence, this is who I am. Then the third line says, this is because of ignorance. Dhiyaha vrittihi tamo moolataya agnya lakshana. This ignorance, ignorance means what? I'm ignorant of the all-pervading Atma. That I am Atma, I'm ignorant of, right? Why? Because of tamo moolataya. That means there is an avarana. You know, the tamo guna is best known for its concealing nature. Okay. The three gunas, you know, I think new students will have to listen to the three gunas. So tamo guna is that which veils, that which puts a avarana. So because I don't know who I really am, there is a avarana on the atma. Then what? There is vikshepa. Vikshepa means then I will take myself to be this body, mind, sense complex. So you got the third line. Tamo moolataya agnya lakshana. Because of tamas, I am a agnyaha. Agnyaha means na janati. Iti agnyaha. Okay. Then I take myself to be this limited mortal being who is born, who will die one day, who's subject to change, and who is sukhi, dukhi, karta, bhokta, jiva. It's endless. If I simply say I am, no problem. But there's always I am so and so. I want to become so and so. I am not happy with the current state of affairs. I want to be more peaceful, more beautiful, more comfortable in life, more whatever. That is the Agnya. But I am is Prajna. That is who you are. Okay. So you saw the sequence here. Because of Avarana, Maya's Tamoguna, there is self-ignorance. And because of self-ignorance, I take myself to be the Anatma, finite body-mind. And because of that, I have endless desires. And because of desires, karma phalam. Then you know the cycle, punya, papa, janma. So where is the starting point? Avidya. Yes, avidya. So Sri Rama is saying, as long as we do not address the self-ignorance, then what? Fourth line. Yavat bhave tavat asau bhavod bhavaha. That asau is referring to vritti. Yeah. That means asau vrittihi. That this is who I am, this limited individual. Yavat, as long as that asau vritti limited notion is there, identified with the panchakoshas, with the three bodies or the three avasthas, tavat, so long bhavod bhavaha. That is, the bhavasagara will continue. See, udbhavaha means rise and bhavaha already means samsara. That means it will come again and again and again. Bhavodbhavaha. You got that yavat tavat? Yavat correlatives. No? As long as I'm ignorant of that higher Atma Swarupaha, and then, you know, this limited notion, limited aham, as long as it persists, then bhavodbhavaha tavat, the samsara will continue. Yeah. And so we come back to that crystal, you know, the crystal example. Till I know the crystal clear Atma that is free from attributes and free from any changes, yeah, then samsara will continue because I will be identified with the upadhi. Upadhi and then continue in samsara. Okay. Now, so what must I do for all this? You know, if it is asked, it seems very abstract, all this Atma, but what is the practical advice here? The practical advice is simple. You know, you take the example of the actor. Often we have seen this. Role playing, correct. You know, Amitabh Bachchan, yeah, plays several roles in several movies. Yeah. He follows a script and performs the role excellently. He may have lost his wife in one role or whatever. But he never forgets that he has a real wife back home. And he has a non-actor status back home. Yeah. So that ignorance is not there for him. Yeah. Even though he's fully involved in playing the roles as per his karma. His prarabdha karma is to be who he is, right? So we have to do the transactional part, the vyavahara, the acting part, the role playing, and the wearing of the costumes. Every body, mind is like a costume. But just as in deep sleep, I have put aside the costumes, right? That's the green room for the jiva, right? Then I am without costumes in the causal. So I have to learn to be anchored in this wisdom and yet handle this vyavaharika, dreamlike satyam in a very efficient way. Karma yoga, definitely. And then pursue Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam till the Deha Abhimana is going to thin, become diluted. And then the clarity, crystal clarity of the Atma Tattvam will increase. No? And to give an example, when the sun shines, rises, what happens to the moon and the stars? They are there, but they fade into insignificance, right? They fade away, but they are there. Yeah. So everything will continue, even the problematic situations, relationships, bodies. But because of the clarity of your knowledge, there is no mix up, no confusion, then there will be the peace and the happiness. And prarabdha will just be allowed to exhaust itself. So the point of this whole discussion is that the I notion that is kept in anatma will always feel insecure, will be struggling, will be in samsara, and will suffer. We may make some temporary solutions, change a relationship, change cities, change countries even, but that's the fundamental cause which is, will not be addressed. So that is what Sri Rama's message is, that until I know that I am the problem, I am the solution. I am the problem means the mind is causing problems, the I notion in the anatma mind. And I am the solution means simple, shift the I to Atma I. That is the permanent solution to all the problems. Okay. Yeah. So, we'll just end in 1 minute. Like, the example of fire. You all know that the intrinsic nature of fire is heat. Now, is the fire hot even in Antarctica? Answer is obviously yes. No, but does it become less hot there? Siberia? No. Water will still boil at that, no? So supposing you take a pot of water and, put it on a wood fire and heat it. What happens? The pot will get hot, water will get hot. After some time, you remove the pot, keep it aside. What will happen? It will come back to base temperature, room temperature. That means the heat is not the nature of the pot or the water. It borrowed it, right? But from the fire, borrowed from the fire. But the heat is the swarupa of fire. Like that, Satchidananda is my real swarupa, but the body, mind, sense complex have borrowed the sentience from Atma Tattvam. Okay. And whatever is borrowed will travel and, will go away. In deep sleep, it goes away. Then it returns and Vyabhichara will be there. But the original consciousness, Paramatma, is always there. I'll end it first. Okay. We will stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.